All right. Thank you, everyone. Well, welcome. My name is Shirley Yang. I am head of community for freelance labs or builders of Braintrust Network. Today, we have panelists here. We're all builders of the Braintrust Network, including our co-founders, Adam Jackson and Gabe Luna-Ostaseski. This is our September public network update. We're going to be covering materials for both talent as well as crypto enthusiasts, people who are interested in our Braintrust token. It's all about updates that you should know as builders of the network. And first thing to remind everyone, what is our Braintrust mission, right? Our mission is to build the world's most compelling talent platform, one that's user-owned, aligns incentives, and redistributes value to talent and organizations. We also talk about our goal is to be able to spread economic opportunity more equitably around the world. And we do that as our North Star, everything that we do. And what we're going to cover today, agenda. So this was, as you know, if you've been following along, very exciting week for Braintrust Network. The Braintrust token has launched. We're going to go through a recap of that, what had happened. Grady's going to cover client and jobs. I'm going to talk about community. Megan's going to cover governance. Shrina's going to talk about product. And Barbara's going to cover marketing. And finally, we're going to tell you how you can participate in all these different areas. So first off, Braintrust launch recap. Adam and Gabe, please take us away.
Hey, everybody. Adam Jackson here. First, apologies for my voice. I'm been fighting a cold probably for the last maybe 2 or 3 weeks now. And I kind of lost my voice this morning. So I'm going to make my part brief and then hand it over to Gabe. So in case you're new here or didn't see, we launched our token on Ethereum mainnet last week, which is incredible. Huge milestone for us. We got some great press around it. Cointelegraph, Hashkey, Decrypt, the information. Hopefully Annalie can drop some of those into the chat, but really just amazing coordination all around for all the contributors here to the network. And then just so I can spare you from hearing my horrible raspy voice, maybe Gabe, you can.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Thanks.
So obviously we see some friendly faces, people that have been in this community for quite some time, and obviously just wanted to welcome new people to this community in the past few weeks. For those of you that are new to Braintrust, I want to kind of just give a really quick background on this project. So Adam and I, between us, think of started 8 companies and probably invested in 100 more in Silicon Valley. So all of the focus has been on these two-sided marketplaces, essentially bringing together people to transact in a trusted way. And in these models, what we saw was that the core model is really flawed because essentially the users do all of the work to essentially build the network, yet they don't get to share in any of the benefits, and they also don't have a voice in the governance of those networks. And so the fatal flaw in all of these two-sided marketplaces is essentially that they extract disproportionate value and rents from their users in the form of fees. And these can become pretty onerous. In other labor marketplaces, it can be 20 to 40% that the companies take out of the transaction. And so the fundamental belief here at Braintrust is that we're building the next generation of marketplace, which we refer to as Web3 marketplaces. And there's kind of like 3 fundamental differences in these new marketplaces. Number one, we cut the fees for the talent down to 0%. So essentially, when people come to the network, if they're coming from another labor marketplace like an Upwork or a Fiverr or something like that, they immediately don't have to pay any of those fees. So that's part number one. The second part is actually that they have a voice and they can participate in governance and proposing the future of the network and the standards. And the way that they do that is through the Braintrust token. We have a 1 token, 1 vote system. And then the third part is that people can actually show up and participate and help to build the network and earn Braintrust token by doing so. And so we'll talk a lot more about that as this section goes on. But the kind of the fundamental belief here again is that the future of networks should be owned and governed by the users and by the people. And so that's what we set out to do here at Braintrust. And I think we've made some incredible progress over the last couple of years. We now have tens of thousands of community members. We have 100 of the Fortune 1000 enterprises using this network and platform. And we've also, had supporters from top, venture capital firms from all over the world. And so we're really, really excited both for this milestone in this last week of launching on mainnet. And honestly, it feels like we're just getting started. So we're really happy to have you here and participating in this community. And now I'll pass it back to Shirley.
Thank you very much, Gabe and Adam, for that. And what a week for you, Adam, being sick, but still pushing the rocket ship forward. And I just want to say, everyone, if you haven't seen, check out chat. Annalie had dropped a bunch of press links about announcing our token launch and what people see about it, and also tweets that you see on Twitter from our really supportive partners, as well as investors, Pantera Capital, True Ventures, Cointelegraph, Masari. We also launched our Masari profile yesterday. It has lots of good information about us. So go check it out. Really great to have all these, I want to say, leaders in the industry to support us and back us. And one thing that I want to mention again, and we talked about this last time, but as we become more visible, this project, the Braintrust Network, needs to protect itself and its community members. And so want to make sure that everyone is aware that, hey, turn on two-factor authentication wherever you can for all your accounts. The communications, how we communicate to you is through our email, usebraintrust.com. Okay, that's from us. And please double check the spelling, right? Make sure that it's usebraintrust.com. On Discord, you can identify who's a core team member by a tag. So Annalie here has a Braintrust core team with a star tag, right? And it's blue. So make sure that people say they are who they are. And when in doubt, have them email you to verify they are who they are on Discord, on the internet. We want to have everyone be extra careful here. On Twitter, make sure you're getting the right news from the right source. It's use Braintrust as our brand handle, and Adam's handle and Gabe's handle is displayed here as well. And newsletters, of course, that's from me, Shirley, at usebraintrust.com. Again, when in doubt, ask to verify over email. Okay. Next, Grady's going to cover client and jobs.
Hey, everybody. Grady here. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of familiar faces, I have the pleasure of working on the client side of the network. So companies looking for talented folks to hire. And we've been having a blast. Like my team is having a great time, and mainly because the jig is up. Like clients know that we have good talent now, and it's making our lives easy. And it's been really, really rewarding to see tons of clients coming to us from referrals from talented members of the community, from other clients, from all over the place, trying to get access to all of you as part of the network. So what I wanted to spend a few minutes on was just giving you a little bit of a look back on what we've been seeing the last 4 or 5 weeks. And then a bit of a look forward is what we're seeing on like the new client, new job front upcoming. So we'll keep it pretty brief. So looking back at August, so keep in mind this is pre-public launch, we had our biggest month ever as far as new jobs coming in, and we've consistently been posting more and more great jobs each month, pretty much every month. So we're averaging just over 50 jobs a week right now coming into the network, and a lot of them are really exciting ones. Like the coolest thing that I've seen on the hiring front over the last 5 weeks or so is like May, June, July, we were averaging kind of the average project size of around $56,000 per project paid to one, a person part of the team. What we were seeing in August is actually a 50% increase on the average project size, moving it up into $84,000 per project on average for everybody that was hired in the month of August, which is crazy. So really, really cool to see. Projects are getting longer, the terms are getting longer, and people are getting paid more, which is fantastic all the way around. We saw a ton of companies posting jobs. So we had over 200 job posts, 81 of them from unique companies. So that number has been growing really, really rapidly as well. For reference, in July, we did about 56 customers who were posting new jobs. So we're up to 81, so huge growth there. And we're continuing to see that grow quite a bit. One other thing that I want to just call out is like what we're seeing from growth perspective is we're seeing a lot of companies do repeat hiring. So they come in, they hire one or two folks, and then they immediately come back for more, which is an incredible thing to see. And then we're seeing a lot of companies post a lot of roles at a time. So like Citibank, Ceridian, Twitter, Solana, another big crypto project are coming in the month of August, posting more than 10 jobs each. So it's great to see kind of the organic growth and then these customers really biting into the talent that they're seeing and wanting to come back and access more. Some of the big hires and kind of notable talents, or excuse me, notable companies that we saw hiring in August and into early September were companies like Freedom Financial, Intel, Twitter is now on the board, Under Armour, Ceridian, CarGurus, I mentioned Solana, Keller Williams, Allstate, Wayfair, Atlassian. So like some massive names here, and then a whole bunch of SMB, kind of small, medium-sized, fast-growing startups as well. So we've got a really nice mix right now. We kind of hover around 50-50, just for those of you who knew, on kind of large enterprises posting jobs and hiring versus smaller startups. This last month, it was 60% enterprise, 40%, give or take a point or two, on the small enterprise or the small business. So it's like a great mix depending on kind of what you lean into on the talent side and where you want to go towards the large or small business. So we'll continue to monitor that and make sure that we've got a nice healthy mix of both, but it's great to see it. And then I just wanted to provide some updates on who we've got in the pipeline. So companies that are going to be hitting the job board in the next probably 1 to 2 months. We've got a ton of startups coming in right now, like they're flowing in with some of the new announcements around the Braintrust token. And then we've got a lot of really big companies who are gearing up for a lot of hiring as well. So tell your friends. We've got MasterCard upcoming, Cisco is now on the board. We've got Warner Media, CNN, WeWork, McKinsey, Logitech, Albertsons, and Spotify, all who will be into the network here very, very quickly, and a lot of really cool positions upcoming. So it's growing very rapidly on the client side, and now we're looking to see how fast we can start to match all the talented folks, either through the platform or through our expert team of matching folks as well. So last thing I wanted to mention here is we've got a new feature live that's specific for new client referrals. And so you guys know, like almost all of our large enterprise clients come in through referrals from others as part of the network. So we've got a new feature in the platform. You guys can all access it. You go to earn on the left-hand page, and then you can click. Will you go to that next slide, Shirley? Sweet. Okay, cool. So you click on earn on the left side of your homepage in the platform, and then you can get to refer clients. And then there's a big black button that will turn blue there that says you've opted into the client referral program. And I would encourage you guys to opt in if you know clients or have friends or know hiring managers at companies who are looking for more talent. I'll tell you, almost everybody is right now. And what that will do is it'll trigger a notification to our team. We'll reach out, we'll jump on a quick call with you, and we'll start to get you set up into the client referral program so you can start earning Braintrust for referring more clients. And really that is our #1 way to grow on the client side, which directly impacts the talent side as well. So feel free to hit that. We'd love to chat with you, get ideas, brainstorm, just let us know. And that's a great way to opt into the program. So let me pause there. See if there's a bunch of stuff coming in. I'll try and catch up on the chat stuff. But that's it on my side, Shirley.
Thank you, Grady. And I will have to say we have tons of connectors that are earning lots of Braintrust and bringing in a lot of great connections. And we're all about word of mouth, right? Braintrust it's the Braintrust network. The network effects comes from builders of the network. So become a connector, super easy. And Grady is so friendly. His whole team is great. We would love to hear from you. And next is community updates. My favorite section. First up is Shoab. I would love to introduce you to Shoab here. He's wearing a blue shirt in our panelists. He's our talent speaker today. Shoab is a back-end engineer. He has 7+ years experience in the IT industry. He came to us as an approved talent. He won a job on the Braintrust platform. He showed up at every event that we had. And so we got to know him really well. Braintrust is a relationship-based business. And then he became a community leader and recently became a technical contributor. So he's getting more and more into the concentric circles of the Braintrust network. And so perfect person as embracing the ownership model and here to speak to you about his Braintrust experience. Shoab, take us away.
Thank you, Shirley. Thank you for the introduction. Hi, guys. Shoaib here. Just a quick intro and background about myself. I am based out of India in Bangalore, and as Shirley mentioned, I have 7 years of experience mostly into back-end systems. And I have started my career as a software engineer at Blue Jeans Networks. Then went on to co-found a startup called CustomFit.ai. And of late, I have found Braintrust through one of my friend and joined in the month of May. And I found the community events pretty interesting, put up a profile and got a bunch of feedback notes from Shirley, Crystal, Patsy, Emily, and the team. I made changes and came back. I got a lot of appreciation for the changes I have done. And within a week, I was able to land on a contract with Tyrios.ai. That's how my journey started at Braintrust. And I mean, then I got to know more about the project and the governors and the token utility side of the stuff. And I've tried to be more involved. And like last month, I have been reached to be as a community leader, and that's where I have tried to be a community leader and be more involved with the Discord channel, engaging with the users and trying to continuously improve the steps what we how we onboard people and how we engage with the audience on the Discord channel. And also recently I have there was a continuous spam attacks, and I have tried to write a simple Discord bot to basically kick these people who are trying to put scam messages. And yeah, on a whole, it's just like quite a lot of things going on, and I'm really liking this Braintrust journey. And I think the main differentiator over here is it's not a community for the sake of it, but there is actual human touch to the community where we can like people are very reachable and very encouraging. So I would really I'd like to thank Shirley, Anili, and the rest of the community members for the continuous support and engagement. Yeah, that's the quick thing I have.
We love you too, Shoab. Everyone say hi to Shoab on Discord. He's been just absolutely killing it, being such an amazing owner and contributor. And you can be a community leader too. We actually have our own private channel and we chat all day, all night. A lot of us don't sleep, it seems like. So thank you so much, Shoab, for your contributions. Next, I want to address those 34% looking to become an approved talent. This is our high level screening process. I won't go into details right now. Every Monday, we host how to become approved in our Discord channel called Become Approved Talent. It's a text-based AMA to walk you through this process in detail. We also have screeners within that conversation to be able to address your account and look up your status and answer any questions that you may have. So make sure you drop into the Become Approved channel to see what's going on there. But at a high level, it's 4 stages. First, you get a 15-minute screening. We get to know you, understand where you're coming from, what you're looking for. If there's a match there, right? We always want to match supply and demand. We're a marketplace where we want to make sure there is the right kind of jobs for you. So you come here, you land jobs and not just sit there. So let's make sure there is a match in that first initial meeting. And then we do a technical assessment. So everyone needs to make sure that you, meet a certain criteria, because we know what our clients want. And this would be either code assessment or take-home assessment if you're not an engineer. And then finally, we do a 30-minute screening with a different screener. And this is to talk about more in depth your technical assessment, your take-home project, to understand the way you think, right? And please note, these are multiple people touching multiple steps, so that in truly decentralized fashion, there are various people working with you to get you into the network. And it's not just the Braintrust core team as the gatekeepers. And finally, we do an onboarding with you. And this is where the screening team hands off to community team. To really show you and guide you, meet Annalie, meet myself and our community leaders. Hey, how do you really succeed on Braintrust? Now that we know that we are able to help you, you've become approved talent, this is how you apply to jobs, and how do you make your profile and proposal the best that you can. And so please know, throughout this process, you have access to community. Even before you are approved, you can join our Discord, meet other approved talent, meet other people also going through this journey and this process with you, to share tips and experiences, and meet someone like Shoab, right, to really guide you through the way. So you're not doing this alone. Braintrust is unique in that sense. We are human beings behind email addresses. You're not just a number or an applicant on our platform. For more questions, go to Discord, and we'll see you on Become Approved Talent channel. And speaking of community leaders, I want to give a big shout out to our new community leaders on Braintrust. Danny, I see you're chatting in chat. Crystal, of course, Arvis, Shoa, Bill, Jerry, Shrikant, Flavio, Tamjid. You guys are community leaders, community mentors, really people our community can look up to for guidance and support. So I want to say thank you for everything that you've been doing, showing up as an owner. If you see these guys on Discord, give them a shout and get to know them. In addition to our community leaders, we have thousands, tens of thousands of connectors and people referring client, referring talent. So this is no way comprehensive of everyone that's helping build the network, but I thought I would put some names out here to send a shout out to you as well. Thank you for continuing referring clients and talent to the network and building with us. And so finally, community programs. There are lots of ways that you can get involved. The Braintrust Network, yes, our primary focus is to get you jobs and match with clients and interesting projects. But at the same time, we want to be sure that we're also here to help with your career and endeavors and your professional development. So that's what community is for, to create a sense of belonging, a sense of support as you're going on this journey. Again, join our Discord. That's where everyone hangs out. Events. So events like this one, we also have profile reviews, proposal reviews. We have mock interview training sessions to help you succeed in your Braintrust journey. Go to Luma/Braintrust, and that's where all of our events, upcoming events, we do 5 to 7 events a week that you can RSVP to. And of course, I want you to meet Annalie Chavez, our community lead for the Braintrust core team. She is super active, always on Discord. She's looking for more community leaders and contributors, ones like Shoab and the people that I mentioned earlier. As a community leader, or you can become a community screener, decide who gets into the network, fill out that form and let us know what you're interested in, and we can set up a time to chat. Lastly, I want to let you know, for those who are interested in earning Braintrust, which I saw more than 80% said yes, very affirmative. We have a white paper bounty available right now on Discord. And bounty may be a new term for talents here if you're not already in the crypto native space. So bounty essentially is, hey, you help us build the network, we'll reciprocate with Braintrust to say thank you. And so we're running one where you read our white paper, tell us your favorite part from the white paper that talks about the Braintrust model, tweet that, and we'll send you Braintrust as winners, right? And so Why do we ask you to tweet, right? It's not for vanity. It's really, again, going back to that word of mouth. A lot of investors or clients and people in the crypto space, crypto project especially, live on Twitter. So you talking about us as talents of the network, as contributors at the network, is our proof that this is, you have ownership and we're building this together, right? So a few of my favorite ones, Danny, I'm going to call on yours. In the future, I foresee many industries launching community-owned networks, maybe for ride sharing, social media, maybe even trucking companies. I mean, that's definitely forward thinking. That's the goal, right? Disrupting marketplaces. We're starting with freelancers, freelance marketplace, but this model could be adopted to any other marketplace. I love this one, power to the people. Taking our graph of Braintrust taking 0 fees from talent side compared to Upwork, Fiverr, Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and TopDown taking 40% and up. This is the true power of decentralization and how we're disrupting this industry. So thank you so much for your tweets so far. The bounty is still open, so tweet away. Next, infrastructure. Megan, please take us away.
Awesome. Hey, everybody. So I have 2 updates to kind of share with everybody about what the infrastructure team has been working on. The first is that we are preparing for the withdrawal button. So as you all are aware, the withdrawal button is currently disabled and it will be enabled when and if FTA conditions are met. We have no knowledge of when that will happen. We can't control it. And so we are preparing just to respond quickly if and when it does. So there are lots of community members that are participating in testing, identifying edge cases, working on communication and troubleshooting to make sure that if and when that button does go live, it is running as smooth as possibly. And then also we have a brand new Braintrust Academy course. It actually just went live this morning. So if you haven't already seen it, go and take a look on your Learn tab of your platform page. It's a course that is going to be required to withdraw your tokens. The reason why we're doing this is because there's some really good information to kind of double check yourself before you do your first withdrawal. So I want to encourage you all to go take the course early in preparation. It's just one of those easy things to kind of knock out. Take a look. You get to listen to yet another really exciting voiceover of mine. Mark has also joined to give you some security best practices around the crypto space. This is so important, especially if you're new to it. And then Adam pops in as well, talking a little bit more about the token and why it was created and why we have it in the platform. So that's a lot of information all around the withdrawal button. The second thing that we are working on is the public dashboard. I included a screenshot. Full disclosure, these are not real numbers. This is just the design. It is currently in QA. So the public dashboard, a few community members are trying to create a lifetime updated public dashboard linking to real-time API data from the platform. It would be updated daily with kind of the latest information in 3 core categories. The first is in network stats, learning how many talent are on the platform, how many jobs, how many proposals. You'll also be able to see real sales data, like the actual income collected through the invoice engine, projected rates or projected income based on like contracts that have been signed. And then also what's most exciting to me personally is rates for specific skills. So we created an algorithm that calculates who has been hired for what skills and what those rates are averaging out over time. It's going to be broken down by region as well. So I'm really excited to see that come through. The third piece that you're going to be able to see on the public dashboard is a distribution table of Braintrust. So you'll see how many tokens have been distributed from referrals and other network building activities to community. And we'll also have a leaderboard showing who in the communities kind of contributed the most to the network. And then finally, this is an early iteration. This is all of our dashboard that we will all collectively maintain and build on. And so there's also a feedback option. So I ask if you have anything in this dashboard that you'd really love to see, please fill that in and let us know. This is a collective project. So as I mentioned, the dashboard is just starting the QA process. So we will be publishing it and pushing it to production as soon as it is ready. And be sure to watch out on Discord for announcements. And I'm happy to answer any additional questions through the chat. Thanks.
Thank you, Megan. Next up, we have product. Sheena, you're up.
Hi, everyone. Nice to see all of you today. The product team and the design and engineering team have been incredibly busy over the last month. And we've been focused really on three things. One, making it easier for you to join the platform, opening up the network to new user types, and then making sure as we geared up for public launch that your wallet and all your token activities are in good shape. So in terms of making it easier to join, on the next slide, Shirley, we've really revamped our entire onboarding experience for talent, from signing up, creating an account, getting information about you, to creating your profile and new profiles. So you will have noticed, you can see on the next slide, we have a new sign up experience where all it takes to join is an email. And then we also have a new sign up questionnaire for talent where we gather some really basic information about you up front. You know, what kind of work are you looking for? How soon can you start? And that information helps us better tailor and customize your experience from an approval process, and also ultimately in the product in terms of what kind of content, information, and jobs we target to you. We also launched, Shirley, you can skip down to slide 25, a new workflow for you to create your profile, a new look and feel for your profile, and a new way to manage your account and your settings. This is just the start of this project, but we welcome feedback that you have here, especially as it relates to completing your skills. Those skills are a dynamic taxonomy that we're going to want to change and improve based on feedback from you and based on feedback from what our clients are looking for. The other thing that we launched is, on the next slide, is connector accounts. So now people can sign up even if they're not talent or if they're not employers. If they're just interested in participating in the network, interested in referring, or interested in Braintrust. And we won't target them with all the job content and how to get approved content that we make available for our talent. And one of the main things that connectors can do is earn Braintrust. And so, as Grady pointed out, we launched this new program where anyone can refer clients. So please opt in if you have good people in your network that you want to introduce us to. And then we've also started the process of making it easier for you to track your earnings from referral, both on the client side and on the talent side. And last but not least, we have a new Braintrust wallet. So it's really important as you are earning tokens that you have visibility into what you're earning, how your balance has changed over time, what your current balance is. And so this is your central one-stop shop to have access and visibility into all of that information. And this is also the place where you will ultimately be able to withdraw your tokens from the network based on the withdrawal functionality that Megan was just mentioning. In terms of what's coming next, here's similar three things. We want to make it even easier to sign up. We want you to have a great experience when you land in the platform. And then we want to make it easier for talent to find jobs. So we have the foundation for a new onboarding and sign up experience, but it's going to be getting even better. So here's a little preview of what, you guys are already signed up on the platform, but you're referring new folks. And so they will benefit from this new sign up experience. And then we also want to make it even easier for you to create your profile. We know there's still, while we've taken steps out of the process, there's still a lot of manual entry, especially as it relates to your resume and your work history. And we're working on ways to automate more of that information. And then once you get into the platform, we want to make sure you have a good experience. And so we're working on a new talent homepage that is personalized to you based on where you are in your journey and the type of account that you have. For talent, we're working on better, more personalized, more targeted job recommendations, and also surfacing more of the events and programming and content that our community and our marketing teams are putting together. And again, this will be tailored to you based on what you were looking for and where you are in your Braintrust journey. In addition to Talent Home, we're also revamping our Earn and Learn pages so that you have full visibility into all the different ways in which you can earn Braintrust. and that the learn content is better organized and targeted, again, based on where you are in your journey, and also exposes things like all of the awesome events and programming that the community team is putting on. And then last but not least, what I'm most excited about is next week, we're officially kicking off revamping our job discovery process. We know finding jobs is at the heart of what talent is looking for on our platform, and that we can make it a lot easier and better for you today to find jobs that are the right fit for you, and to also push jobs to you that are the right fit for you. So we will be redoing this entire job discovery journey, from the search, browse, and filter capability to what the job board looks like and the job details, so that we can better match you with roles and opportunities that are right for you right now. As we kick off this process, we're going to want a lot of feedback from you. We're going to be doing a design sprint in 2 weeks that we'll want community members to participate in, to test and play with prototypes that we're putting together on how we rebuild this experience. So if you are interested in that, please let us know, and we will get you queued up to participate.
Thank you, Sheena. Lots of exciting stuff. Looks really great. And I love, we talked about building in public, total transparency here, always sharing us the roadmap and mocks that you are building publicly so people know what's to come. Next, we have marketing, Barbara.
Hey, everyone. Great to see you. Today, we are going to talk about some of the exciting news and resources that have gone live over the last week. Adam and Gabe shared earlier, and so did Shirley, some of the amazing press coverage we got listed in Decrypt with feature pieces about what Braintrust is, including the information as well in Cointelegraph, and a number of other publications, including some localized ones in Asia. So if you're curious about where we've been covered, make sure you check out our press page, just /press on the Braintrust website. Next, have you been feeling the excitement? Shirley, if you want to skip to the next slide. We have been feeling it on all of our Braintrust social platforms and the website. I just can't get enough of looking at this fun graph up into the left of this slide. That is our website traffic from last week. You can kind of see that we've been hovering on those lower benchmarks, and then literally, I don't know if there's a better definition of rocket ship right there. So we're excited to see the momentum and the attention and the interest in Braintrust continue to grow. Another highlight, our Braintrust Twitter account, we are currently 8 followers away from hitting that 10K mark. So if you want to help us out, please go to use Braintrust Twitter and give us a follow, and we may hit that 10K mark before this call is up. We've also been seeing a ton of love on Twitter as well from some of our backers in our community. So please give us a shout on Twitter. We'd love to see you. And we've gotten a lot of questions. So if you want to go to the next slide, Shirley, thank you. We have a lot of resources. So of course, we are here for you in Discord, and our amazing community leaders are happy to answer any questions you have. But if you're ready to grab that cup of coffee, or if you're in Europe right now, a glass of wine, there are some really good reading materials that we've launched on the Braintrust token landing page on the website, including a white paper. Now, this may be something that you're unfamiliar with. What is a white paper? Well, it basically explains everything you could want to know about Braintrust. Why work doesn't work today, introducing the concept of Web 3.0 and the ownership economy, introducing what Braintrust is and what the Braintrust token is used for. So please give it a read. It's full of great information that likely answers most of your questions. And if you want to go a deep dive into the token economics, we've also published a 2-page one sheet about the token itself, which should answer most of your questions as well. So if you want to spend some time reading those and then share your knowledge about them, as Shirley mentioned, we invite everyone to please share your knowledge about Braintrust on Twitter with this awesome bounty we have running. One of the ones Shirley didn't highlight earlier that's a personal favorite is this one on the top right. Somebody created this awesome graphic with our tagline in it. Love the creativity, keep it coming. And then lastly, we do these monthly network updates live, but did you know that you can actually get weekly updates from the network on our blog every week? That's right. We cover everything going on in the network, from new jobs to new press coverage to what's going on with the infrastructure team. So please go ahead and take a look at our blog weekly. Look for this growth report and you can get the latest news from Braintrust. And that's it.
Thank you so much. What an awesome update, everyone. And I'm looking at our Twitter, 9978. We're 22 people away. Let's get there to 10K. Okay, how you can participate. Well, we talked about this earlier, but to wrap, I want to remind everyone, you can become a community screener. What are screeners? Screeners decide who gets into the network in true decentralized network fashion. We want to give everyone ownership who's building a network with us, decide who gets into the Braintrust network and is of the same caliber as other approved talent on the network. If you're interested, let us know. Be a Discord contributor. Discord is where the community lives. Let's have some, build some relationships. We're all working remotely. Some of us have been doing it for years. Some of us are new. We're always looking for networking opportunities, looking to talk about interesting conversations in topics that you're interested in. On Discord, if you're an engineer, we have front end, back end, mobile discussions, designer discussions. So lots of discussions on different topics for your role, as well as in crypto. If you're interested in talking about the latest trends that's happening in crypto and blockchain. So if you want to be a Discord contributor, let Annalie know and we'll set you up. Community mentor and trainer. So again, you're not doing this alone as a talent in the network. We're here to hold your hand, to guide you, to show you around, to help you succeed, right? You have buddies to make sure that you are presenting yourself in the best light. And this includes our one-on-one training with community mentors for interviews, client interview training, code assessment training. These are things that we are happy to work with you on if that's of interest. And so the two Discord channels I'd love for you to check out is Become Approved Talent for those looking to become approved talent, as well as the white paper bounty, help us build a network. We'll send you Braintrust tokens in return. So lastly, I want to switch to Q&A. There are a few questions that people have submitted through the Google form, so thank you for that. Adam and Gabe, are you ready for this section?
Ready as I ever am.
We are.
Okay. I'm going to read a few of these questions to you. So, okay. Can you tell us what is so I love this one. What's your final purpose? Worldwide job hunting, Braintrust future direction?
Yeah.
My final purpose.
Your final purpose.
I guess I won't know until after it happens.
I would say, maybe just to answer that one, I think that the driving force for us here is to distribute economic opportunity more equitably around the world. Traditionally, marketplaces, especially labor marketplaces, have been these kind of extractionary machines, right, that have built enterprise value for a very few number of people, oftentimes in Silicon Valley, and they haven't given power or voice to any of the people around the world. And so when we originally, were working on this concept for this network, the idea was if you could essentially, if you could essentially bring opportunity with these like Fortune 1000 companies, you saw all the logos, most people, especially in other countries, don't have access to work with Nike or Goldman Sachs or Twitter or any of these incredible brands. And so if we could essentially connect these global brands with talent from all around the world, they could not only, earn more, but also they could, build up their careers and build up their resumes. And then if you layer on top of that, the ability to, earn Braintrust and have a vote and participate in the future of a network and governance, we felt like that, essentially that combination was really, really powerful and put both like value and power back into the worker's hands or the people's hands. And that's honestly like when I look back on my life, like that's something I can be really proud to tell my grandchildren, that like we actually did make a dent. Like we worked on building the future, and a future that was more fair and equitable for people around the world.
Thank you, Gabe. And so we have a few more talent specific questions, and then we're going to move on to more of the crypto and Braintrust token questions. Next talent question would be, if someone gets declined, they go through a screening process, can they reapply later on after they've improved themselves? And what's our thought around that?
Great question. Yeah, great question. So listen, like I at various points in my own career, I had a lot less skills than I have today, right? Like the skills and experience that we have are not a static thing, right? We are all constantly growing, learning new skills, gaining new experience. And so that's really what the way in which the network is designed. And that's also one of the core reasons that the Academy was built by the community, was essentially to enable people to learn and upskill and start earning more, and also gain new skills and experience. A lot of that is happening actually in Discord right now, like people learning from each other. Shobit, you talked a little bit about learning about your profile and getting advice from other freelancers and getting advice from other community members. Like, that's just a perfect example of how like somebody that comes in can then like upskill and improve their profiles and then get hired and then become a real community leader in the way that you did. So I think you're actually a perfect example of that.
Thank you, Gabe. So I'm going to move on to a token question. And this is in our Q&A. Is there any financial incentive to owning Braintrust tokens, or is there only power in having a voice in the governance of the organization?
Yeah, I can take this one. It's certainly the latter. The Braintrust token is not a financial instrument. It's not meant for returning profits or anything like that. It's not a dividend token. It doesn't have staking rewards like you see in a lot of other networks. It is really a governance mechanism first and foremost. One token is one vote, and it's allows all of us here who make our livings by being contributors to Braintrust or talent servicing clients on Braintrust to have a say and make sure that we can vote our own interests in the network.
Great. Another question, which is covered in our FAQs, would be great to hear from the co-founders, is why did we use a token to build a freelance marketplace?
Yeah, great question. But either one of us could take that. I'm happy to. As you
go ahead, Gabe.
All right, so it's like why a token, right? This was a question like that we started getting asked like going back to 2018. And it was oftentimes like asked along with the question of like, why would you want to drop fees to zero, and why would you want to share power and voting and governance with people around the world? And at the time, like there wasn't a lot of examples that you could point to on why you would do this, but our fundamental belief was that having a governance token and enabling people to essentially earn that token and participate and govern, what it did at a fundamental level was it aligned incentives. And that's one of the things that's the kind of the core problem in Web 2 marketplaces, is these misaligned incentives where you have basically a marketplace operator that's extracting all of this value from the users and not sharing any of the ownership or control. And you see like big examples of this, like in DoorDash. This is a great example where like they enabled tipping for all of the Dashers a few years ago, and then they actually kept the tips and they booked it as revenue. They essentially stole that money from the Dashers, and that would be impossible in the Braintrust network, because all of you would have to vote first to enable tipping, and then you would have to vote for those tips to be stolen from you, which clearly would never happen. And so why does governance matter? Why do tokens matter? It matters because if you're running your business in these networks, you should have a voice and you should have a say in how those networks treat you and how they treat other people around the world. And so we believe that is a much brighter future of work, where people not only get to do the work they love on their own terms from wherever they live around the world, but they get to actually govern the networks where they operate, instead of always being on the fringes. And so like that's the core fundamental reason of why a Braintrust token.
Thank you, Gabe. And if anyone has any more questions, we have lots of reading materials that Barbara talked about, and we can discuss on Discord. Another question came in to me privately. Are there any specific requirements for a client to be referred on to Braintrust, like region, market space, number of jobs, pay, technologies?
Yeah, great question. Great question. Again, this is a user-owned network, right? So like the job of the network is always to try to ensure that the talent and the clients in the network are what serves the users the best. And so, early in the network's development, we made a very intentional decision, which was specifically going after, like, I'll say the North American Fortune 1000. And why do that? Because they have the largest jobs and the most ongoing jobs. So as Grady spoke about, like these jobs started around $60,000 average project size and have continued to grow from there. And also, these large companies have, in some cases, tens of thousands of jobs. So if you really can work with these big brands, you can build a reputation there. What it does is unlocks, tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of large ongoing projects. And so we made a very intentional decision to essentially build for the enterprise. Most of those enterprises so far have been North America focused, but that's starting to change with Nestle signing up and Porsche, obviously a German company. So I think that will continue to grow organically as the network continues to grow organically.
Thank you, Gabe. One last question I'll just answer on my own. Any more information on the mentorship program? So we're in the beginning stages. Flavio, Tamja, Danny are our first mentors here in the network. And we're starting with engineering talent because we're tech talent platform, but we will be getting more mentors in different disciplines. And the goal here is to train you on interviews as well as walk through your career endeavors to see what you want to achieve and how they can provide value. And how it works is you will book a one-on-one meeting with them through their Calendly link for 45 minutes, and you will select the topic that you want to speak to them about. It's just like mentor hours. And if you're interested, let me know. We're starting this program, we're piloting it, and we're going to refine it as we go. But again, staying true to our ethos, the community is here to help you. You're not at this alone. So that said, I want to thank everyone for your time. We are so excited to have you go on this amazing journey with us. And this recording will be shared after the event, and have a wonderful weekend.